Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Michael SeaStrider and I'm going to give you an in-depth look at Krokotopia. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet, so let's begin. With the knowledge of Malistaire in hand, Headmaster hands you the spiral keys and tells you to speak with Bartleby. This is followed up with a reassuring statement where if Malistaire finds the Order of the Fang, the spiral will be destroyed. Bartleby explains the importance of the spiral key and allows you to travel to Krokotopia. When entering, you are met face to face with Tinu Bagmal, who tells you that the Tuts have come back to life due to Malistaire's appearance. At the same time, you are introduced to Sergeant Major Talbot. You question Talbot of the Order of the Fang, and he directs you to Professor Winthrop, who is inside of the Altar of the Kings. Winthrop informs you that he was researching the Order of the Fang just before the Crocs came to life and attacked. He lets you know that there is an obelisk with writing describing the Order of the Fang and tasks you with making out the rubbings. Winthrop also lets you know that the Order of the Fang was a secret group of Croc wizards who wrote a book of rituals called the Krokonomicon, which is the most, quote, powerful source of knowledge about life and death magic, end quote. Winthrop also tells you that he saw a Croc by the name of Biti Narini take an ancient tablet, but does not have the key to his chamber. Once acquiring the key to Biti's chamber, you defeat him and bring the ancient tablet back to Winthrop, and he gives you more information of the Order of the Fang. He tells you that the Order of the Fang opposed the Tuts and were planning on using the Krokonomicon to put them back to sleep. He wants to set things right and do the same. Winthrop tells you about a breakthrough discovery of a map room, but there is no way to get to it. He leads you to Assistant Danforth, who has been working on getting into the palace itself. Danforth tells you that there is a keystone that one of his colleagues has been searching for. You find Robert Lancaster, and he tells you that a piece of the key is buried in dig site at the Royal Hall. You go to the dig site and dig up the key and learn that it has been divided into two pieces, and as the inscriptions say, the final piece is being held by the Narini Quartermaster. You get the final piece and put together the key with Danforth's help. You unlock the palace and are met with Lieutenant Standish, and he tells you that you must find his men and give them all artifacts to seal the Crocs in the palace. Standish reports that the Narini family, consisting of Akori, Shai, Edo, and Nebit, have formed a barrier to the throne room and must be defeated in order to enter. Once the family is defeated, you enter the Throne Room of Fire and are tasked with the retrieval of the Serpent Staff, which is held by Prince Manu Narini. You collect the staff and place it onto the altar and are shown where the Order of the Fang is located. You take the boat and ferry across to the Krokosphinx to find out where the lair of the Order of the Fang are hidden and meet Alhazred, the Balance School professor. Alhazred tells you that their trust must be earned and are told to report to Shalak the Wise to help. Shalak the Wise mentions the Great Sleep, which most likely correlated to the putting of the Tuts to sleep, and tells you that General Kaba is still holding the Tuts off. You are sent to Rami, who was a Mander in the Hall of Champions, and while defeating minions to help the Manders, you find out that General Kaba is safe. Rami tells you that Kaba will only speak to someone with the Seal of the Fang, which is being held by Nekbet. You collect the seal after defeating Nekbet and inform General Kaba of the events that occurred during his slumber. He briefs you on how his strength was sapped by a soul scavenger who stole Kaba's Coin of Destiny. You recover the coin and Kaba recovers all of his strength as well. Kaba tells you that his sword was kept by Rami, but this sword is now damaged and you must recover pieces and repair it. Once the materials are gathered, he tells you to recover a key to unlock the forge to fix the blade. You defeat Aji Sakwi, who is guarding the frozen forge, and repair Kaba's blade. You give Kaba his sword and he is once again ready to defend. Meanwhile, you report back to Shalak the Wise and tell him of the events. Shalak tells you that you still need to find Kai Amate the Great, who is a fearless warrior, and tells you to talk to Akko, another Mander. He tells you that Kai Amate is fighting in the Colosseum and you must get in there as well. Once inside the Colosseum, you talk to the Arena Master and tell him that you want to fight Kai Amate himself. The Arena Master is at first skeptical and does not believe you have what it takes, and tells you to prove your worth. Once defeating multiple arena minions, you are let into Kai Amate's chamber and challenge him. He accepts defeat, and you inform him of the events that are happening, and he is ready to fight alongside. You tell Shalak, and with Kai Amate along with, the 4 core members of the Order of the Fang are reunited at last. Shalak now tells you of the secret location of the Golden Fang and orders you to retrieve it. Once collected, Shalak tells you that Krokotopia last controlled the Krokonomicon and he is found inside of the Emperor's Retreat. Inside of the Emperor's Retreat, Shalak tells you that there are multiple defenses laid out and must defeat Prince Sutin and Kebi Sakwi before progressing. You learn that there are enslaved manders inside and free them to help alongside for the battle against the Tuts. You also prove to the manders that you are fighting against the Tuts by defeating Overseer Paniwi. Shalak informs you that the Sakwi Keymaster holds the code to Krokotop's chamber and must be defeated in order to enter. You enter Krokotop's chamber and defeat him, but you find something strange, a golden scarab, and learn that the Krokonomicon was handed off to Queen Krokopatra. The Order of the Fang gives you another golden scarab as a token of appreciation and are told to investigate Krokopatra's lair in the Tomb of the Storms. You find Hetch Aldrim, who is a mander guarding the portal to the Tomb of the Storms. You take the portal and find the ghost of Krokotop, who is to atone for betraying the Order of the Fang and tells you he was blinded by Krokopatra. He tells you that you need a 2-part cipher, and that the first part is found after defeating King Uro Anik. The other part of the cipher is located in the opposing family's tomb, guarded by King Shemet the Jesuit. You collect the final part of the cipher, and are told the Temple of the Storms is where Krokopatra resides, but this place is being guarded by 4 princes in the royal palace. You defeat the 4 princes and allow yourself access into the Temple of the Storms. Once inside, you are met with a temple gatekeeper who tells you that you must pass multiple tests. You pass the test of strength and the test of aptitude and are allowed access into the inner sanctum and are met face to face with Krokopatra. Unfortunately, Krokopatra tells you that the Krokonomicon was sealed in the sarcophagus of the souls long ago, which has already been taken. On the other hand, you defeat Krokopatra and stop the Tut army, but are somewhat cut short without the retrieval of the Krokonomicon itself. You report your somewhat success to Major Talbot, and he lets you know that the sarcophagus was shipped off to another world in the spiral, known as Marleybone at the Royal Museum. He hands you a spiral key and gives you the name Private Kinchley.